And then it's around a lot of nonsense.
What's up, YouTube? Thanks for joining me again. Hello, Miss Chung. How are you? Good to see you. All right. Gotta make sure the cape is on. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome, welcome. About to get started. Okay, welcome, welcome, everybody. We're gonna get started in a minute. Okay. Hello, hello, Judy. Hello, hello. All good? Yep, all good. All right. Let's pin some goals here, shall we? To do. All right. Okay. We're almost ready to rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna give the rhythm, aka the algorithm, right, to do its thing. All right. And once we're good to go, we're gonna jump right into another delicious episode with Chef Ed. All right. Yeah, super exciting. What's up, everybody? Welcome, welcome. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Hello, Chef Ed. Hope you are well. You are so awesome. Oh my goodness, Judy, you're making my head big. Don't make me float out of the kitchen. Then there'll be no live today. You know what I'm saying? My daughter's shaking her head. But thank you so much, Judy. I really appreciate that. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate that. You're awesome. All right? You're awesome for being here. So thank you. All right? Tonight's going to be delicious. All right? Tonight we're going all the way to Africa. All right? So definitely stay tuned. It's going to be a delicious, yummy one. It's going to be so good that this meal is going to have to be eaten with hands. No knives, no forks, no spoons, hands. All right? That's how far into Africa we're going. What's up, Blueberry? How you doing? All right, welcome everybody. Welcome. Thanks for joining in. Happy Wednesday. Today's Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
Whew. It's been a crazy week. So I'm happy that it's Wednesday because that means the week's almost over and it's time to have fun for the weekend. You know what I mean? So, because our weekend starts tomorrow in the house, you know? Yeah. Anyway, appreciate you sharing the live. Thank you so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We're almost there, all right? A few more and then we're gonna start. So I have meased out a few things. Sometimes I like to do all of the prep while we're live. Sometimes I like to do it beforehand. Just depends on how intricate the food is gonna be, right? And today needed a lot of knife cuts, so I didn't wanna bore you guys with a bunch of knife cuts. So I cut all of the prep, most of it, I cut beforehand, right? The things that takes the longest anyway. So we're at 99 people right now, so I think we're gonna get started. All right, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining me. My name is Ed Harris, and that's not iceberg. No, it is not, Perry. This is green gem, little gem lettuce, right? Got this from the farmer's market. All right, definitely not iceberg. So what's up? What's up? Akira, what's up? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome, welcome. My peeps are in the building. My peeps are in the building. What's up? Good to see you. So, oh, we are 192. Let's get it cracking. It's time to party. All right, with that being said, let's jump into what we're doing tonight for dinner. All right, appreciate that, Akira. So we are doing a Nigerian dish for dinner tonight. So we're making pounded yam, right? That's the starch for dinner. And the stew that we're doing, right? The soup. Jane, would you call this a soup or a porridge?
It's soup.
It's soup. So we're doing an okra soup tonight, right? And this okra soup is fresh okras that we got from the local farmers market, right? The Indian farmers market, right? We got this. So we have fresh okra and we're putting peppers into it. We have a bunch of aromatics, which is our garlic, spicy chilies, onions, scallions, right? And then we have some leftover carrots from yesterday's live, right? We did Vietnamese food yesterday. Today we're doing Nigerian food. So when you come on this channel, we cook food from all over the world, right? Because that's just how we do, right? We stay global 24/7, right? So the okra stew is going to have okra, red peppers, tomatoes, carrots, onions, garlic, chilies, right? And then last but not least, we're going to add this delicious broth right here that's made in-house. All right, this broth is something that we do in a big batch and then we keep it in the freezer. So anytime you need to make something, we just pull one out and it's ready to go. So you never have to buy vegetable stock or vegetable broth because a lot of the times they're packed with a bunch of stuff in them, high salt, and we don't need any of that. Veganism is amazing. You got that, Moss. So for our vegetable broth, we do a bunch of vegetables, obviously. So carrots, onions, cabbage, right? Celery, garlic, fresh thyme, bay leaves. We bring that up to a boil. Sometimes we'll add tomato into it, bring that up to a boil, and then we add spices like a little bit of curry. We add in there some ginger, right? So it has a nice kick. And then of course we put Scotch bonnets in there. So that's our vegetable broth. Bring that up to a boil, add some liquid Maggi, add some bouillon cubes in there, blend everything, and you end up with this delicious goodness right here. You see all of the little bits floating around? Because we don't throw away anything. Everything gets blended and portioned, and that's our vegetable broth. All right, so that's where we're gonna get a lot of the body and just some of the flavor for our okra stew. Okay, so I have my pot on the fire, oil is in it. All right, so we're gonna add our aromatics. Now remember, aromatics are your things like your chilies, your garlic, your onions, your scallions, right? So we're gonna add this in. All right. The goal, right, with this is to sweat it, develop color, develop flavor, right? First level of cooking, develop flavor initially, right? So once we get this nice and caramelized, then we're gonna go in with the peppers, the carrots, and cook everything in stages, right? The okra is gonna be the last thing to go in, then the broth. All right, we'll bring that together, and while that's working, we'll work on our pounded yam. Of course, we can't have dinner without a salad. This part might not be Nigerian, right? What's up, Tatted? How you doing? So, but we gotta have a salad, right? Because salad's really good for you, okay? It does a lot for your body. It's necessary. So we definitely have to work on our salad. So while that's caramelizing in the back, we're gonna get everything ready for our salad. DJ, you drop that a little bit? Appreciate it. Okay, salad is a must. Yes, River, it's a must. So in here, super colorful already, right? We have homegrown sprouts that we did, broccoli and radish sprouts. Then I have some shredded carrots. I was about to say cabbage, right? We have some shredded carrots. I'm gonna stop laughing. What's up, Miss Pasha? How you doing? All right. So next up, Akira, appreciate that. We have purple cabbage. It's cool. It's cool. And then we have some red peppers in here, okay? So that's the base for our delicious salad, okay? So to that, I'm going to add the green leaf lettuce, right? AKA little gems, all right? And they're called little gems because they're really small heads of lettuce. They don't get like super big, okay? Hi, I'm enjoying your channel. How are you doing today? Mary, I'm doing amazing. How are you? Thank you. Appreciate that.
Keep your blood sugar down, Judy said.
Yeah, keep your blood sugar down. Yes, Judy, you're right. And you know what else that salads do that's really amazing? It helps slow down the absorption of starch into your body, right? And sugar. So there's a lot of perks to eating a salad, especially before you actually eat your entree, right? Like it's really, really important. I wish more people knew how important it was to eat a salad before your actual entree. And then on top of that, if you are someone that's trying to watch your weight, right, and you're trying not to eat a lot of food, definitely make a bigger salad, eat your salad first. So automatically you just put, let's say your stomach's at 100%. Eating a salad, you just filled 60% of your stomach with greens. So then now you don't need to eat as much of the entree. So you can portion a smaller amount of your entree, right? So there's plenty of benefits to having a salad.
You said you're spot on.
Appreciate that, Judy. Appreciate that. All right, so greens are in. So besides the little gems, we have some kale as well, right? So our salad is always gonna have multiple items in it, and kale is good for so many things besides the fiber, texture. It's just a great item to have, right?
Kai said, hi sir, how you doing?
What's up, Kai? I'm good, man. How are you? So with the kale, some people will say you have to massage the kale. I mean, it's not necessary, It really is necessary if you're cutting really big chunks of kale. Then it becomes like rabbit food, you know what I mean? But when you cut it small like this, you don't need to massage the kale. All right? So just something to think about the next time you are making a salad with kale. All right? The cool thing about this dish tonight is the fact that you eat it with your hands, your fingers, right? Like no silverware needed. Appreciate that, Moss. Yeah, no silverware needed, right? So this is a dish you get to enjoy with your hands, which is awesome. So if you've never had Nigerian food before, then you definitely need to get you some. Chef, what you mean by massage? Okay, I got you. So when people say you need to massage the kale, they literally want you to, after you cut the kale, to go like this. And some people will put lemon juice, some people will put salt, some people will put oil, and they will gently just kind of massage the kale, rub it together like this, you know what I mean, until it starts to break down. Massaging the kale breaks down the fibers a little bit, but it also changes the color of the kale, and it goes, if you massage it too long, you will end up with something that looks like cooked spinach. So be very careful if you massage your kale. All right, don't overdo it. All right, because it can get fun when you're massaging the kale. Cool.
Kai, that's what we're making today.
What's up, Kai? So we're making a Nigerian dish tonight. We're doing okra stew with pounded yam, and then we have a delicious salad that we're working on as well. It changed the texture of the kale. Oh yeah. Yeah, it will definitely change the texture of the kale if you massage it too long. When I was consulting on this one project, couple years back, I did the recipe, I handed it over to someone, and she just kept massaging the kale the entire time. And I got back into the kitchen, and literally the raw kale looked like cooked spinach. It was crazy. So you want to be careful for sure. All right, so that's done. Aromatics is going nice and slow. You don't want it to get color too fast, all right? Appreciate that, Kai. So everything is in. We got a big salad today. This bowl is like heaping. What's up, Cricket? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome, welcome. All right, this is a massive bowl. So we are going to just slightly mix everything. I just love when the orange and the purple and the green mix. It just looks really pretty. All right, so this is our salad. All right, I'm gonna just leave this right here. And there's a few more things we're gonna add to this deliciously colorful salad. All right, check this out.
Ooh.
So at the farmer's market, we got really cool beets. All right. The salad looks scrumptious. Yes, Akira, it definitely will be. So this is a beet, right? Fresh, right? And we're going to add this to our salad. But this is not your regular beet, all right? Otherwise, the color would be darker. So this is a combination between a regular purple, red beet, whatever color you want to call it. Now that's how you make a salad. Appreciate that, Kai. And then, so it's a cross between a candy beet and a red beet. All right, so it's lighter in color. You see, like the nuances of the white and red in it. That's how you know it's a candy beet, right? Versus the regular red or purple, whatever color you want to call that other one.
Are they
right?
sweeter?
Yes, they're sweeter. They're lighter in flavor. So we're gonna slice this really thin, and we're gonna add it to our salad as well, right? So raw beets, and beets are amazing for you. They're really good for your blood. They're good for your heart. Like, they're excellent, right? So definitely make sure you get some beets into your life. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm a cancer survivor for 39 years, and I'm a chef too. Angela, congrats on being a cancer survivor. That's amazing. Keep rocking and rolling. All right. So beets, you don't want it chunky, especially if you're gonna do raw, right? So the goal is to slice it really thin like this. And yes, you can eat beets raw. When you go to any health food store, they juice beets. So
I moved the bowl so they could see a little better.
Is that better?
Mm-hmm.
So you can always, add raw beets. If you're gonna do, so if you're gonna go with beets, I would do like the blonde or golden beets, and or I would do the candy beets if you're gonna add raw beets to your salad. All right? Yes, San, what's up? I know only juice beets. I don't understand how to use them. Moss, you're in the right place. So there's a few ways you can use beets, right? Normally, I will get beets and I will roast them. So put them in a bowl, toss them in some really nice extra virgin olive oil, throw some garlic in there, some chili, some fresh thyme, rosemary, bay leaves, put it in a pot or a baking pan, put them in the oven, roast them at 400 degrees until you slide a knife into it, and if it slides off the knife, when you take out the knife, it's ready, right? And then from there, you can cube it up, you can add it to your salads, you can melt some butter, add some garlic to it, toss it in there, eat it like that. There's a million ways you can go about it, or you can do it this way and slice them thin and add them to your salad, all right? What's up? What's on the menu? Chef Q, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. All right, people, let's get it popping. I roasted them and didn't roast them long enough, and it was tough. And yeah. So you want to make sure that you roast them enough, right? So the goal is to just take one out and put a knife through it. It's just like when you test potatoes. You stick the knife in. If it comes off when you pick up the knife, it's ready. If it stays on the knife, it needs to cook longer, right? These are so good.
Yeah.
They're so sweet.
Yeah. Thank you.
And they're nice and earthy, but they're also very clean, right? And look how pretty this looks. Like, just amazing, right? So stuff like this you put in your salad looks really good. People are gonna want to eat it. You're gonna want to eat it, right? Because now you have a really pretty item in your salad. So the only thing I would say is, because they're beets, and especially which ones you use, they might discolor your salad or whatever it is. So I would put them in at the very last moment, right? So once you mix your salad with the dressing or the vinaigrette, right, I would fold in the beets at the last minute. So this way, it doesn't change the color of the entire salad and make everything really red, right? Blonde beets don't really change color of whatever it is that you're doing because they don't bleed as much. But the purplish red ones and these, the color tends to run just a little bit. All right, so just FYI when you are handling those, right? When you cook them, even when they're raw, they do the same thing. All righty, you are most welcome, Moss. You are most welcome. All right, people, let's see what the aromatics are looking like. All right. So remember, the goal is to slowly caramelize this so we bring out all the flavor. I have been asking for vegan African food, West African food. Well, I mean, I have a vegan cookbook that's all Nigerian food, right? That's available. Hey, Michael, can you let the people know where they can find my cookbooks? All right, so I have 3 cookbooks right now. 2 of them, well, 1 of them are sold out. So I'm waiting for a restock. But the Nigerian cookbook, and my breakfast, those are all available as digital books.
In the shop?
All right, no.
Oh.
All right, so Michael will hit the people up. They all look at me crazy. Yeah, it's funny you say that because a Nigerian restaurant opened up close to our house, and we were like, "You have any vegan dishes?" And they were looking at us like we were crazy. It Unfortunately, it's not something that you see a lot of places. It doesn't mean that it's not available. It's just depending on where you live. You know what I mean? So I had to like literally create my own Nigerian food that's all vegan because we're all vegan in this house. So you know, I I love that kind of food so much that we did a whole entire cookbook with amazing recipes from jollof rice to egusi, pounded yam, okra stews, vegetable stews, like all kinds of really delicious stuff. You know what I mean?
Awesome range.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
It's further down.
Okay. Thank you, Missy. Thanks, everybody. Yep. Welcome to the fan club, Missy. Appreciate you. So we have everything ready for the salad except for the cucumbers cut. So right now, our aromatics are, I would say, 90% ready. So I'm going to get the tomatoes ready because that's going to go in there as well. And then we're going to do the plant roast. My You page is veganing today. I love it. That's awesome. So what's up, Missy? How you doing? Welcome. So I don't know how many of you have saw or seen, I should say, not have saw. My bad. I don't know how many of you have seen my page, but I posted about my plant roast that I made, right? This is my meat substitute. And, people went crazy. So this is my version of my substitute, right? This gives us a lot of protein, right? And the fact that I make it with nutritional yeast, it completes the protein, right? So it's just really a tasty item that we add to things like this. Because traditionally with this kind of food, there's chunks of meat, different cuts. And for us to have a version of that, we add stuff like this, or sometimes I'll do tofu, right? And the goal is to add something that's highly seasoned, so when you put it in, it doesn't get lost. All right, so I'm gonna just cut up some of this so we can have this ready for our stew. All right, so we're gonna do about half. All right, put that to the side. And then, so we're doing like chunks of this, right? Because this is going to absorb all of that flavor in the pot once it's all said and done. Alrighty. What's up, everybody? Welcome, welcome. For those of you who are just joining, thanks for being here. We are making Nigerian food tonight, specifically okra stew, all right, with pounded yam. All right. So, and yes, it will be 100% vegan. All right. That might be hard to believe, but between my wife being Nigerian and me being a chef, we were able to veganize an entire culture of food.
Debbie said good evening.
What's up, Debbie? How you doing? All right, so this is our plant roast. Look at these delicious morsels, right? Like when I tell you flavorful, like trust me, it's delicious. All right, so this is gonna go into our okra after the soup has been done. So that's there. All right, let's wipe this. How's everybody doing? What was that question? Do you sell recipe books or ebooks only? I sell both. We have a cookbook in the TikTok shop right now. I think we have some available. And then I also have ebooks. So it just really depends on what you would like. All right. Right now, I'm working on getting my shipment in for my Nigerian cookbooks so I can have physical ones. But in the meantime, I actually have digital copies of all 3 cookbooks available, right? And you can even get them in a bundle. Yes, I am vegan. Snowy. That's a cool name. That's a cool name.
I love
Let's.
it.
Yep. Thank you, Michael. But do it.
I've been improving the plan.
Okay. Cool. All right. Yes. That's where you. That's so. That post right there. That's where you can get all of the cookbooks, right? Besides the, checking out TikTok shop. Okay, aromatics are ready. Check it out. Nice and golden, right? You see that? That's what we want, right? Now, where's my DJ? Okay, so now we're gonna add our peppers, right? Peppers are going in. Crank me up a little bit, DJ. Crank me up a little bit. Peppers are going in. Carrots are going in. All right? So this is basically a vegetable soup of sorts, right? But it's called an okra stew. All right? So I like to put different kinds of things in there. It just becomes really colorful, really nicely. What are you making? Just join. Constantine, welcome, welcome. For those of you who are just joining, we are making a Nigerian dish tonight. It's okra stew with pounded yam. All right, so I have my okra sliced nicely here with my knife, right? Do you see this beautiful cuts? Yes. Fresh, right? From the Indian market. Okay.
Someone asked how long you've been vegan.
About 10 years. Been vegan about 10 years. All right, so let's get this party started. All right, give this a little stir. Okay, crank that up just a little bit so we can release some of the juices and the flavors in what we're cooking. All right, and then we're gonna get our bouillon cubes ready. You can't make Nigerian food. Okay, let me rephrase that. You can make Nigerian food without Maggi cubes, but it's essential in the flavoring of the food, right? So make sure if you are going to make Nigerian food or attempt to make sure that you have bouillon cubes, right? And these bouillon cubes are vegan, so these are not chicken bouillon, they're not beef bouillon, because there's vegetable, beef, and chicken bouillon, right? We use the vegetable bouillon cubes, okay? Send me some to Brooklyn. Brooklyn, that's where I'm from. Yeah, BK. So,
Sharon bought product number 7, which is the veganish food you want to eat. The black
nice, Sharon. Appreciate you getting the cookbook. All right, we're gonna send you a bonus later on today. Okay, so definitely stay tuned for that. Cool? Yeah, we have some amazing stuff in the works. All right, we're working on getting all of the seasonings and cookbooks back on the shop, so that way, you guys have access to some amazing stuff. All right. Next month is my birthday month, so we're working on a massive launch. All right, we're gonna have new cookbooks. We're gonna have spices. We're gonna have some really dope stuff. All right, so definitely make sure you stay locked in for that. So bouillon cubes, I have about 5 in here. All right, so this is going to help us with flavor as well as some salt. Right, we're still gonna need a little bit of salt, but not as much. All right, so the goal now, by the way, guys, this tomato we grew on our balcony. And the reason it looks like this is not because there's anything wrong with it, right? What happens when tomatoes are growing, right? If it rains a lot, the tomato root sucks up a lot of the water and the moisture, and it starts swelling before the skin can actually stretch fast enough. So you end up with all these cracks, right? So it's crazy that happens with tomatoes, but that's why it looks like that. But I had to use it so it doesn't go bad. How do we pre-order your book? Everything is available to pre-order if you check out the I can't say it, all right? TikTok is weird like that. So Michael, do me a favor and let everybody know where to go to put in that
Did you want to pin your services?
Order.
No.
Yeah, can you?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do.
Okay,
before.
you can do that. Okay, people. So I crank this up. All right. Peppers are nice and caramelized. So is the aromatics. So the next thing we're gonna add in here is our plant roast.
Someone
Right.
asked.
Chef, do you have an issue with obtaining your nutrients? No. Nope. Nope. So the way to mitigate that problem is to eat the rainbow, basically. You know what I mean? It's really important to eat a variety of things, right? Don't just stick to what you like. Like that's why, when I cook, it's all over the place. Like we're in Asia, we're in China, we're in Japan, we're in India. We're cooking African food, we're cooking Caribbean food. Like the goal is to add multiple things to your plate, right? That's why there's always a salad, right, with multiple ingredients in it, right? There's the plant roast, right, that gives us the protein. So there's a lot of yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, appreciate that. We just added you where you can check that out. But yeah, the goal is to have a variety, right? It's really really important to have variety when you are being plant based.
Chef, what about muscle? Muscle.
Muscle. Yeah, I mean you can get plant based protein, right? You can buy in a store, and protein is not something that vegans lack. What is important is talking to your health provider to figure out, or a dietitian, right? And finding out what is it that your body needs more than everyone else, because everyone's different. You know what I mean? So what my body might need, your body might not need. So, getting that checkup and asking your doctor, okay, so based on my blood, etc., what am I missing? Is it B12? Is it B vitamins? Is it iron, right? And then from there, you create your meal plan or your meals around adding more of those ingredients that will give you more iron, like spinach, the fortified items, right? So it really just depends. But for everyone, it's different. So that's the best way to get that information, right? But the most important thing is to eat a variety of foods, right? And when I say a variety of foods, I'm talking about, your veggies, right? Your grains, your legumes, right? All of those different things is really, really important, because that's how you get all of those nutrients that you actually need. Using nutritional yeast, right? Using hemp seeds, right? For your omegas.
Did you want me to pin his comment? Pin it? Did you want me to pin it right now?
Yeah, that's a good idea. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we just pinned, did we?
Yeah, you just did.
Okay, so we just pinned some information for those of you who would like to learn more about where they can find some more information. All right, so our tomatoes are being chopped up right now. Okay. And I'm gonna just put this in here so it's easier to transfer into the pot. All right. Tomatoes and peppers are really big in Nigeria, right? So you gotta have this in your food. And I'm all good?
Yep.
Alrighty. So our plant roast, let me show this to you guys how it looks. It already smells delicious, right? And we haven't even started seasoning yet. All right. Okay. Give me a sec. Okay, so check this out. Right, this is where we're at. Right, you see the peppers, you see the onions, the garlic, all that stuff. We just pinned it, Debbie. Did you see it? Let me know. No, it's not pinned?
Yeah.
It won't let you pin?
No.
Okay. So hey, Michael, do me a favor. Can you message Debbie and let her know, because TikTok is not letting TikTok is not letting us pin that, just because they'd rather you stay here and focus, which makes sense, right? Stay here and focus, and then we'll guide you. Make sure to send me some. You got that. Okay, so tomatoes are going in. All right, and we're gonna let this cook just a little bit. I'm gonna crank this up. I'm gonna crank that up so it can cook. Right, the goal is to layer in flavor. And then this is one of the seasonings that's gonna be available really soon. This is the Afro Beats. Look at that guy. Who's that guy on the cover? Who's that guy? So this is one of the seasonings that's gonna be available really soon. All right, fingers crossed next month. All right, waiting on the shipment to come in. But this is Afro Beats, and this is what we're gonna use to season up the okra stew. All right, to give it that delicious flavor. In here, there's spices like allspice. There's chili powder, cumin, cinnamon, smoked paprika, a pinch of salt, some bay leaves, like really, really tasty flavors. All right, so that's what we have in here. So make sure you stay tuned for this. Okay. Alrighty. So where are we right now? About to add our broth. All right, as soon as we're in a place. Yep. Okay. I'm gonna add just a touch of oil. All right, you notice I haven't added any more oil or anything yet. It's been all the juices from all of the veggies have been kind of releasing and doing its thing and just cooking the way it's supposed to, right? So I'm adding maybe 2 tablespoons, right? 2 tablespoons of oil, and then we're cranking up the fire, right? So basically, at this stage, I just want the tomatoes to kind of break down and fry a little bit in the oil, all right? Just to kind of release that flavor. And then once that's ready to go, we're gonna add in our liquid, and we're gonna season the liquid. And once that liquid is seasoned, then we're gonna go in with the okra, right? Because once the liquid is seasoned and the okra cooks, it's done, right? It's that simple. So pot on. So that pot in the back is filled up with water, not all the way to the top, all right, but it has some water in it, a little bit of salt. That's what we're gonna use to make our pounded yam. Now, pounded yam is not for the weak, all right? The original way to do pounded yam is you would just boil yams and you would take and you would go like this and you would pound the yam. That's where the name comes from, pounded yam. Like literally you would just pound the whole pieces of yam that you boiled into like a floor version of this, like one that's so big you can put whole pieces of yam in it, right? And the stick that you're using is like the length of a person, you know what I mean? So you're like this, right? But thank God for modern intervention, right? We go with the shortcuts of buying powder yams, right? So this allows us to just boil some water, throw the yams in, but it still requires some manpower. So after you pour that in there, you gotta like really stir that baby so it mixes and cooks properly, okay? So tomatoes are ready, looking nice and juicy. So now we're gonna add our broth. Yummy. All right. So I'm gonna add a little bit of water to this. I'm gonna take some water out of my pot over here and add to this. Okay. Let's see. We want to make sure we have enough liquid, right? Yes. Because what makes this dish a dish that you really get to enjoy is the liquid and the broth that cooks everything together, right? So I'm gonna just crank this flame up, bring it up to a boil, and we're gonna start with the seasoning, right? So remember, we have our bouillon cubes in here.
Guys, if you have questions, you will answer them.
Yes, it's time for Q&A, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. 777 Uso Max. Uso Max. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. All right, so bouillon cubes are in. Then we're going with lots of fresh cracked black pepper. All right. Okay. So give this a nice little stir. All right, make sure we scrape the sides so everything is in the broth. All right, so we get maximum flavorability. Okay. Let's give it a taste to see if we can add some more water to it. or do we need to add some more seasoning, right? I have
Lasagna.
some of your seasonings in my cabinet. It's good. Oh, wow. Sonia, appreciate that. Good to see you. Which ones do you have?
Remember Agent Osa? The show Agent Osa.
Joe?
Yeah, the show Agent Osa. Like Osa Special. Do you remember it?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Then never mind.
All right. So seasoning is almost right there, so we don't need to add no water. No, I hear you. I want to make sure I have enough liquid because we have to add all of this okra in, right? Flavor. Less is. I trust me, Jay. Trust me. So we're at a boil. So I'm gonna turn this down, let it simmer for just a little bit, so all those flavors can come together. All right. In the meantime, I'm going to slice up the cucumber. All right, cucumber sliced up. Remember, the goal is to make healthy, delicious food, traditional with oil. Yes. So they would be using palm oil, right? But we don't need to use palm oil, right? Can you use palm oil? Yes. Do you have to? No. But it's a very distinct flavor, right? So it really depends on you. For a healthier version, no palm oil, right? Yes, we love okra too. All right. So let's see. Let's crank this up. Water's about to boil. I have some fresh cilantro that I'm gonna cut up, all right, that we're gonna finish our okra stew with. Okay. And so I'm about to show you guys something really quickly, right? So when you buy beets, right, and you're able to get it really fresh. Awesome. Thank you. So Debbie, you should have a message, so definitely make sure you do that. That's not hot. Okay. Appreciate that. So when you buy fresh beets, right, you can save the leaves, right, and you can cook them. They're actually really nutritious and really good for you as well, right? So don't throw them away, especially if they look good, right? If they're nice and fresh, they're not bruised, they're not ugly looking, they're not like wilted, they're not rotting. Save them. I had them soaking in ice cold water so they perk up really nicely. So don't ever throw them away. This is why it's really important to go to a farmer's market or somewhere where you can get fresh produce, right? Because most of the times when you go to the supermarket, you're not going to get the leaves with the beets, right? So save the leaves. You can saute them with some garlic, with some onions, with some chilies. You can saute them with some really nice extra virgin olive oil, right? So today we're going to actually add this to the okra, right? So it's just another way to add veggies to what we're doing, right? So we're going to cut this up, right? And we're just going to create something that's really flavorful. All right, let's see if our water is boiling. Okay, so water is boiling for the pounded yam. I just turned that down. Okay, I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to cut this up really quickly. So you can also do this with spinach if you wanted, right? You can add some spinach to this, or you could just do straight up okra if you have a lot of okra. All right, so that's that. We need to approve something here. Yes. Okay, awesome. Okay, people. So the broth is where it needs to be. Now we're gonna add our Afrobeat seasoning. All right. Okay, Afro beats in. A pinch of salt.
Someone said that's a sharp knife.
Ah, yes it is. Appreciate that. I sharpened them myself. Alrighty, so let's give this a stir. Alright, the broth looks amazing. It's nice and thick. Right, it's reducing really good. Now we can add in our okra.
Oh,
Yes. Alrighty, so okra's going in, right? So remember, flavor is exactly where it needs to be right now. What happened to... Oh, nothing. It's doing what it do. Right, Gina? Alrighty, so okra's going in, the chilies. Whew. Alright, so okra in. Alright, can you do this with frozen okra? You can. Will it be the same? Maybe it'll be 85% the same, right? Because with frozen okra, you can't really cut it, right? So you have to kind of use it as is. So it's bigger pieces of okra. With this particular dish, were you just cutting beet leaves? Yes, good eyes, good eyes. Yeah, I was just cutting beet leaves. We're gonna add it in, all right? Extra vitamins and all that good stuff. You know what I mean?
Is the apron you're wearing in the shop?
So the apron that I have on is also in the shop, ladies and gentlemen. So if you want to cook official and look official, you know what to do. Get you one of these.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? All right, back to a regular scheduled program. These aprons are sponsored. They are sponsoring our life today. All right, and these aprons come from Knife and Spoon. Gina, stop laughing. All right, people. So okra's in, looking. Oh, whew. Let me bring this closer to you so you can see what I'm talking about.
Usomek said beet leaves are edible. I didn't
Look
know
at that. Yes, beet leaves are definitely edible. Look at this. You see the thickness, right? Look how delicious this looks. Whew. All right, people. So that's good. We're gonna let that simmer really nice. It's called.
It's beautiful.
Yes, Pasha, you got it. I'm letting my hair grow so I can get the sides and the back turned into locks too. So
Barbara said, "Hey, how you
I
doing?"
have a hair business, so it's like my hair is always gonna be doing something crazy. San. You got it, Chef Ed. Appreciate that. All right, people. So we're gonna slide this to the side. I think everything is where it needs to be, right? Okra's gonna cook, and with the okra stew, right? You can treat the okra two ways, right? One, you can slice up the okra really thin with a knife if you have a sharp knife. Otherwise, you can use a food processor, right? And put the okra into that and kind of just blitz it, bzz, 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 and kind of chop it up that way. You know what I mean? And you're not gonna get slices, but you're gonna get chopped up okra, which is totally fine too, right? Because that's how a lot of Nigerians do it anyway. I just decided to slice it up today because, I felt like it, right? I didn't want to dirty up my food processor, all right? So we have the beets, the leaves of the beets, and then we have the actual beets itself, right? We have the actual beets itself that's going into the salad. Can't stop eating them. So, yummy in my tummy. We have the cilantro that we're gonna use. Hold on. Okay, got it. You rock, sweetheart.
Thank you.
My daughter, she's so amazing. She just helped me out. So she just listed all of the cool stuff we have in the shop on the bottom there, so you can check it out real quick and slide through there, see what's going on. All right. We're working on adding a lot more things to the shop. So yeah, exciting times. All right. So let's see how our okra is doing. Okay. I think we're almost there, ladies and gentlemen. I just love the way this looks. I love the color of it. Whew, I can't wait to tear this up. Yeah, it looks amazing, people. I'm not even kidding. Like, check this out. You gotta see what I see, people. You gotta see what I see. All right.
Hot.
Okay, Ready? Look at this. Oh, baby. Like, you see that? Look at that. Right?
No.
Right? So good. So good. Alrighty. Okay. Now, let's make some pounded yam. Alright? Let me show you how we get down. Get down with the get down. Okay. So the beet greens, I'm going to put in this bowl so I can throw this in. Right? Cilantro, we're going to leave here. You're going to turn this to the side. All right. That's that. Now, let's open up our pounded yam. All right.
Someone.
What's up? What's with the okra? Not sure the question. Pounded yam is fufu? No. So it's different. Pounded yam is made from white yams. Fufu is made from, I think, yellow yams or
A different ground provision, maybe.
or corn. I don't remember, but it's not white yams. Cassava. Boom. There you go. See. My peeps, they know what's up. Alrighty. So let's cut into our. So one quick tip, right? When doing fufu, pounded yam, any of those, they're called swallows, right? So anytime you're doing any of those, you want to make sure that you don't have too much water. All right. So it's really important you can always start with less water and you can always add more. Okay. So I'm going to just take out some of the water just in case it's too much, right? Because like I said, you can add more water. You can't take out more water. I mean, yeah. Yes, that's right. You can add more, but you can't take out more once you add your dry stuff to it. Okay? All right. Whoa. Summertime, you get visited by little friendlies, once the weather changes, right? My friend and I stationed with Korea is from Ghana. Oh, nice. That's what's up. Empress, welcome back. That's so cool. I love Korea, by the way.
Someone asked what you mixed with the okra.
Say what?
Someone asked what you mixed with the okra.
So with the okra, there is peppers, tomatoes, onions, garlic, my meat substitute, which is the plant roast, all right? And then my vegetable broth, right? That's it. Yeah, keep the questions coming. Appreciate that. So the okra is done. So now I'm going to add the...
Empress said the heart meal.
Huh?
Empress, she said the heart meal.
Appreciate that, Empress. So I just added the beet greens, and we're gonna just kind of let this do its thing. All right. We're gonna let that cook nice and slow. Oh, this looks beautiful, people. Beautiful. Woo! This is a dangerous pot of food right here, ladies and gentlemen. A dangerous pot of food. Pot of food. All right. So. Pounded yams in. All right. Now the goal is to stir. All right. Right. So see. From powder to this, like almost instant. This is instant pounded yam, right? So you just want to keep mixing. Whew. Gotta take off my glasses.
Oh, the breathe.
Appreciate it. Right? And this stuff, it gets pretty thick, right? And you literally have to. It's your workout. Okay. Put this back on the fire. and in about a minute, it's done. Like super easy, super simple, right? Get rid of this water. So you see, that's what I was saying, right? About the water. Like this is a full pot of water that we didn't need, you know? So if this water was still in there, phew, catch my breath. If that water was still in there, then the pounded yam will be really wet, right? Almost like mashed potatoes, yes. But the yams has more gluten in it, so it's more sticky, right? And it sticks together. So when you're whisking it, right, or mixing it, it has a lot of resistance versus mashed potato, right? So yeah, let's check on our okra. That's done. Now we can add the cilantro, all right, the fresh herbs, all right, cilantro going in. And this part is definitely not Nigerian, but that's the beauty about cooking. And that's the beauty about when you cook in my house. We do what we want, right? We get the blueprint and then we have fun with it. You know what I mean? We make it our own. And that's what each and every one of you need to do. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to see your version of groundnut. Oh, egusi. Yeah. I love me some egusi. So I'll tell you one thing. What makes... Turn this off because that is done. This is done. Hold on.
You good?
Yep. Woo! My glasses. All right. So what makes Nigerian food really amazing, especially when you do vegan Nigerian food, is your base, right? It's super important. When vegan guys. So it's really important to have a really good base, right? So that's why when I do my vegetable broth, I put so many different things in it. You know, the ginger, the garlic, the onions, right? Curry, Maggi, you know, all of these different things. I wish I saw you make the okra from the beginning. Not to worry. Everything, all my lives get reposted on the tube. So just check it out. It's Chef Ed Harris, and you can see all my previous lives that I've done, right? So back to the base. It's really important to have that base because that's how you can really impart a lot of amazing flavor into your Nigerian dishes, right? It starts with that broth, right? So lots of bay leaf, lots of thyme, lots of onions, lots of garlic, ginger. It's amazing. Once you have those flavors in there, and the important thing is don't boil it and strain it. Blend everything. Blend everything together. Mix it really good and then portion it into small containers. That's what I do. I make big batches of my broth and I blend it. And then once it's combined, I pour it into smaller containers and I throw them in the freezer. So this way, when I need to make anything, I just pull one of those quarts out and I have amazing flavored broth that I can make any kind of Nigerian dish, any kind of sauce, any kind of soup, any kind of stew, all that good stuff, right? So to finalize our dinner, right? This is what, anytime you go to a Nigerian restaurant and you get your pounded yam, depending on how fancy the restaurant is, you're going to get your pounded yam in plastic, saran wrap, plastic wrap, excuse me, ma'am. So, and this is a way to shape it. This is a way to keep it hot, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to slide these veggies over, right? I'm going to slide this down some, and then we're going to get the pot. I marked up my counter. Not happy about that, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to put this right here. You know what I'm saying? You see me? Okay, and then we're going to put this hot pot. Hot pot? Hot pot's an Asian dish, by the way. Delicious. So, pounded yam is done, all right? And what you do is you just scoop out a little bit of it. Boom. Can you see? No, you cannot.
Did you want me to turn it?
Yes, please, sweetheart, if you don't mind. Okay. So, you put your pounded yam like that, like this, like so, right? like that, like this,
No.
like that, and then you just ball it up, basically, right? Fufu, right? What's that doing in there? So once you ball it up like this, like that, like so, right? You just give it a twist, right? And you end up with this nice situation right here. And then you just serve that on a side plate. Can we just leave the screen, please?
Oh, sorry.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Right? So that's it. It's done. This is how you package your fufu. This is how you package your yams, all that stuff. And then you serve it, right? Gorgeous. Yeah, appreciate that. Appreciate that. Alrighty. So let's bag these babies up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stop.
All right, people. We just made Nigerian food tonight for dinner. I hope you enjoyed. All right, definitely make sure you come back, right? We are taking tomorrow off. Tomorrow is our off day, right? Because it's Thursday. But Friday, we're going to be making a delicious drink, right? A mocktail. So definitely make sure you join us. Same time, same place, same channel. All right. Let me show you what the okra looks like. I'm going to just put some in a bowl so you can kind of see. All right. Woo! Very excited because dinner's going to be fire. You're going fire. All right. Check it out. Right. See, I did a glass so you can kind of see inside. Right. But yes, mocktail, Pasha. Delicious. Chef, how can I speak with you on a personal note? Just message me, right? So this is what the finished product looks like, right? The sauce, the liquid, the broth is nice and thick. You have all the greens, you have the okra, all this stuff is here. Looks really good. And what you would do is, I'll just demo for you real quick. You will take some yams, right? Like this. You'll move it around in your hands so it's not sticking too much, right? It becomes like a ball. You make a little, and then you just dip it in like this, and then you eat.
Is it hot?
Oh, bar. Wow. So good. So good. My kids are laughing at me, by the way. They're like, anyway, that delicious. That's all I have to say about that. Delicious, right? You saw it. We made it live right in front of you, right? Wash my hands real quick. But yeah, people, it's that easy, it's that fun to make plant-based food, right? It doesn't matter the culture, it doesn't matter the cuisine. We veganize everything in this house, right? And because we veganize it, you can too. All right, so make sure you come back and see us on Friday so we can have some mocktails together, right? And then, yeah.
Joy Marie said, what is it? Wait, with everything you're making.
So we did the Nigerian okra stew, right? And what I'm bagging up right here is pounded yam, right? Instant pounded yam, right? Some people call it fufu, right? But that's what this is. And yeah, we have a delicious salad that I'm about to dress. You know, wifey stepped out for a second, so I'm not gonna dress the salad until I hear the garage opening.
Someone asked, do you know how to make oxtail soup?
Oh yeah, I'm Caribbean, baby. Oxtail is in my blood. You know what I'm saying? It's in my blood. Yeah. I actually made vegan oxtail, which is amazing, and that is something you can also find on the tube, right? So definitely make sure you give that a check out. You know what I'm saying? I got plenty of stuff on there, right? Yeah, people. Any other questions for me while we're here? Found the right channel. Yes, Joy, you sure did. Appreciate that. All right. This channel is nothing but love, light, happiness, kindness, information, right? And plant-based living. All right. We keep it 100 here every single time. All right. So definitely make sure you check that out. Okay. I made it from scratch. I mean, actually, you know what? We're gonna have to do an oxtail on this live one of these days. So definitely make sure you give me a follow so you're alerted when we go live, right? Because we're gonna do some oxtail. The only thing about doing oxtail live is it needs to set. So it's kind of like a 2-day process kind of thing, because once you roll it, it needs time to kind of activate, form, right? So I don't know. I might have to just kind of make, what we'll do. We just won't make it for dinner, right? I'll do the live and we'll actually make it so you can see how to make it, how to form it, and then the next day we will cook it and all that good stuff and actually make it into a meal, right? With some rice and peas, right? Vegan oxtail and rice and peas, some coconut milk, some fresh thyme, bellissimo. Whew. All right, people, look at that. This pot is empty. You dig? All right, we're gonna scrape out some of this because, like I said, it's so good. Where do you get the pounded yam? So, international supermarkets, right? Or an African supermarket, right? Those are the only two places. Or actually, no, I'm lying. The third place you can get it is Amazon, right? Those are the 3 places you can get pounded yam, for sure. My pleasure, Joy. Anytime. All right? Anytime. That's why I'm here. I am here to guide you. I'm here to share my knowledge with you. So please make sure you join me again. When I say...
Someone said Swahili markets.
Yes. Any African market more than likely will have pounded yam, right? So, and what makes this enjoyable is eating it with your fingers, like Indian food, right? You eat with your fingers. Wow. All right, people. It's not fair that I'm eating in front of you. I can't have any. I'm sorry, Joy. It can be ordered online as well. Yes, definitely, Pasha. You can order it online. You can get it from Amazon, very quickly. You can get it from a bunch of different places. All right. So I'm gonna get ready to get my salad ready. Actually, you know what? I need to add this scallion. What's up, Emma? Huh? Yeah, why not? Right? I almost left off my scallions. Right? We garnished our okra stew with the cilantro, but I have a little bit of scallions left here, so I'm gonna just, add this in. Right? Okay. All right, people. I'm gonna start serving up this food for the hungry folks. All right, the support team. All right, and yeah, guys, what can I say? But thank you so much. I appreciate the love. The dressing, the salad, the vinaigrette, right? This is actually vinaigrette because dressings have an emulsifier, right? Vinaigrettes is oil and vinegar, which is what you're seeing here. Oil, vinegar with all of the accoutrements, right? Now, this is what I made yesterday. No, I made this 2 days ago, Monday, I believe. Yes, this is our Italian dressing, right? So lots of herbs in here, garlic, chilies, right? Really delicious. Yes, this is house made, Joy. Like, we made this from scratch. All right. This you will also find on the tube, right? Every time I go live, it's uploaded. All right. So we made this from scratch. Look how pretty it looks, right? See all the bits? That's the garlic, the chilies, right? All kinds of delicious stuff in there. Rosemary, thyme, parsley, basil, extra virgin olive oil, Really delicious stuff, right? A little bit of Dijon, right? So yeah, this is our salad dressing, right? And recipe, please. Me. The recipe is going to be in the repost of the live. All right. I can run over the ingredients really quickly, but the actual recipe you have to watch the uploaded live for that, right? So in here I have um, an Italian seasoning, right? So the Italian seasoning, which is this right here, my Tuscany, right? This is one of my other seasonings, right? So this seasoning has chicory, rosemary, basil, oregano, parsley, right? It has all of those herbs in it. So I took this, added it to this container, right? Then added crushed garlic. We added chili flakes, right? Because we like a little bit of heat. And then we did apple cider vinegar, extra virgin olive oil, salt and pepper, right? A touch of sugar for sweetness, and we shook it up. And that's basically our vinaigrette, right? Our dressing. So really simple, really easy. And the cheat code is to buy an Italian seasoning mix. So this way you don't have to think about the individual herbs to put in. You can just take an Italian seasoning mix like this, put that into a container, and then just add like your crushed garlic, your onion powder or your garlic powder, right? Any of those, your chili flakes, depending on how spicy you want it, how zesty you want it. Some fresh lemon juice in there is cool too, right? Your extra virgin olive oil, your vinegar, salt and pepper, and you have your own homemade Italian dressing. Very easy, very simple, and made with all ingredients that you can pronounce, you can buy yourself, right? No gums, no additives, no preservatives, none of the unwanted stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's it. Cool? Okie dokie. All right, we're gonna sign out. All right, and give this a nice little mix. All right. And then I'm gonna cover this so it doesn't get cold because we're waiting on wifey to come home. Don't know where my lid is. Not to worry, we'll figure that out later. But yeah, that's it, people. I want to thank you so much for rocking and rolling with me this week. We made really delicious food this week. We made mac and cheese. We made black beans. We made Vietnamese spring rolls last night for dinner, and then tonight we did Nigerian food. We did okra stew with pounded yam. So one thing you'll find on this channel is the fact that we do global cuisine that's just what we do, right? We do a nice variety of food, and it's always plant-based. It's always delicious. And yes, you are correct. That's where you can find everything. So it's Chef Ed Harris, right? That's where you can find me everywhere and anywhere. All right. Garage is opening. That means wifey's back. So we are ready to rock and roll. Yes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to turn this on just for a little second so we can get it nice and hot. Extra hot. We like hot food. You know what I mean? And then we're going to dress this baby real quick. Okay, so I guess you get to see me dress this salad. The insalata. If it doesn't make that sound, you made it wrong. I'm just kidding. All right, people. Beautiful, beautiful. It's magnifique, no? Yes, yes. Okay. You drizzle it on like this, and you make it good. Huh? It's so good. Oh my God. My children are melting because I changed my accent. Eh? A little bit more. Okay, it's beautiful. Yes. Mm-hmm. All right. Now we are massaging and we're mixing all at the same time. What's the dressing again? You're gonna have to check out the tube for that one, my friend. All right, but I'll give you a little quick synopsis on the dressing. All right, it's an Italian dressing, right? So extra virgin olive oil, apple cider vinegar, right? Lots of herbs, right? Parsley, oregano, chicory, parsley, right? Salt and pepper, and chilies, spicy chilies, right? Really important. Ed, is the table ready for dinner, sir?
Yes, Daddy.
All right, we are ready for dinner. Yes, sir.
Nothing.
Okay. All right, so salad is mixed. right? Let's check seasoning and see where we're at. We're all good, right? The dressing is seasoned at 100, so we don't need to add any salt. We don't need to add anything else. So remember, for those of you who joined in the beginning, remember I said we didn't want to add the beets in too early. So delicious. Appreciate that, Joy. So now that the salad is mixed and we don't have to do a lot of mixing, we can add the beets in, right?
Someone asked what the salad mix was, what it consists of.
Okay, so the salad mix is purple cabbage, little gem lettuce, which is green leaf lettuce. We have carrots in here. We have two kinds of sprouts that we grow ourselves at home. So broccoli sprouts and radish sprouts. All right, I'm adding candy beets to it as well. And then we also have kale in here. So that's everything for the salad. Look at that. Look how pretty this looks, right? Purple cabbage, kale, green lettuce, red cabbage, beets, and the beets are raw, all right? So this is the mix for the salad. Just so delicious, so healthy, all right? I'm gonna add the cucumbers in the corner, and those are gonna get mixed in later. And yeah, that's it, people. You get the bowls for the salad.
Someone asked how long that would keep in the fridge.
So this will keep in the fridge for a week if we didn't dress it. So if you want to make your salad mix and you want to prep, like do meal prep with your salads, you can mix all of the greens together. You can mix the carrots, you can mix the cabbage, all of that stuff. I would leave the cucumbers out. Anything that's high moisture, I would leave out or leave it separate. You can cut the cucumbers, but don't mix it in, right? So cabbage, beets, kale, lettuce, carrots, all of that you can mix together. And what I would do is put it in whatever container you're putting it in, put some paper towel in it as well. So that collects the condensation and the moisture that collects in the container while it's sitting in the fridge, right? Because everything that you have in the container is high water content. So it's gonna create additional moisture, excess moisture. So the goal is to keep it as dry as possible. And I would keep it separate. And then when you're ready to make your salad, welcome to the fan club. When you're ready to make your salad, then I would dress it. I would never dress my salads and put it in the refrigerator unless it's a pasta salad, right? But when it's just leaves, greens like this, only dress it when you're about to eat it. Cool? But if you make a mix like this and you make the mix yourself, it's good for like a week in your fridge. Easy. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. So that's it, people. We are out of here. All right. I want to thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the reshares, the reposts. Appreciate that, Tammy. You know what? I'm put these back on here. All right, Tammy. Appreciate the hearts. I missed the okra stew, Joy. Not to worry. Everything gets reposted. So just check me out on the tube and you will be good to go. All right. You don't have to worry. All right. So look at that pretty salad right here with the beets and everything. All right. So that's what we're doing, people. That salad is so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Right? It's beautiful and it tastes good. Right? Because there's nothing worse than food looking good but don't taste good. Like who want that? You know what I mean? Like you can keep the pretty food if it tastes bad. You know, do you make any bean salads? All the time. All the time. And thank you for that idea. We're gonna make some lentil salads. All right, looks delicious. Thank you, Chef Foster. Appreciate that. We're gonna do some bean salads. Today's my last day to cook for this week. Tomorrow I'm off, and then Friday we're doing mocktails. So next week we're definitely gonna do some bean salad. Cool. What's in your salad? Looks good. All kinds of stuff, Ellen. We have cucumbers. We have raw candy beets. That's yours. We have raw candy beets. We have purple cabbage, carrots, kale, cucumbers, green lettuce, sprouts. We have broccoli sprouts and we have radish sprouts. right? Those are the 2 sprouts we have in our salad. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Just very hearty, very delicious. Do you add tomatoes and boiled egg? So we're vegan, so no egg, but definitely tomatoes for sure. All right. So yeah, nicely dressed, ready to go. Right. Looking nice and delicious and hearty. Yeah, sure. And Elliot, yep, you got it. Okay, you want to bring yours back for the rest? Okay, people, that's it. Don't judge me, but anything else with the salad? Oh yeah, of course, Tammy. So this is just our appetizer, right? This is just the salad. We made Nigerian food tonight, so we did an okra stew, right? We did okra stew, and we have our pounded yam that we made right here. That's gonna go with the okra stew. So, oh yeah, no question is too silly, people. So thanks for asking. But yeah, we're literally just finished cooking, so everything is done. This is just the last of it. You know what I mean? Appreciate that, Miss Invincible. Yeah, Tammy, all good, all good, all good. Put away this dressing for tomorrow. All right, Tammy, welcome to the fan club. Joy, blessings to you as well. For mommy and daddy, please put that there. And then we're gonna serve up this baby right here. So. Alright, so we want to make sure everything is nice and hot, you know what I mean? Drop a heart, yeah, drop a heart. Okay, so alrighty, so we're gonna serve up our okra stew, right, which is super delicious. All right, let's get some bowls. So we can serve this delicious food. All right. Okay. Emma, there you go. That's for you. Alrighty. So that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are done. That's Emma's. Okay, thank you. Don't know if you heard me. Alrighty. Oh yes. Alright people, we are out of here. We are done cooking. We are done serving food.
Someone to show us the okra stew, please.
Ah, yeah, of course. It's right here, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. This is where we're at. Okra stew. All right. Yummy in my tummy. Okay. Here you go, Ems.
That's for me.
Did
You gave
Oh,
me.
that's right. Well, sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take some out here. You know, it's for the big people. All right. Okie dokie. Alrighty. Appreciate that, people. So we're done. I'm gonna just serve this real quick, and then we're gonna go enjoy our dinner, okay? And I will see you on Thursday. What's in it? What's in it? All kinds of good stuff. We have beet leaves, right? Fresh beet leaves. We have okra, fresh okra. And we also have peppers, onions, garlic, tomatoes, all that good stuff, right? Really delicious, really fresh, with a nice vegetable broth as well. And yeah, that's it, right? So hearty, delicious, and we are done. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for rocking and rolling with me, all right? And I will see you on Thursday. The protein is my plant roast. So I make my own meat substitute. And yeah, if you check out one of my pinned videos, you're going to see the actual product that I make, right? This is it right here. So I make a big loaf of this, and this is our delicious meat substitute. Cool. So this is where we get most of our protein from. All right, besides all of the vegetables that we cook with that has protein as well. Yeah, bless you too, Mendo. Appreciate that. So everybody, rock and roll. I'll see you on Friday if you want to learn how to make some delicious cocktails. All right, we're doing a berry lemonade situation. All right, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be delicious and it's going to be beautiful to look at and enjoy. All right, so I'll see you on Friday, same time, same place. All right, make sure you you come back and see me. You hear? All right now. Peace and love, ladies and gentlemen. Berry lemonade. You said it, Miss Invincible. You know how we do. Health is wealth, Joy. All right.